Cool. So, hey, Mo, Kevin, and Haley are here from the community, and I just went live on YouTube. Um, all right, I'm going to share my screen. Oh, your camera, your guy's camera is like all on. Um, so there's two links to join this chat. There's one that's like only chat or to join the live stream. There's a link that's like only chat, and then there's another link to join it where it will like you'll appear on the screen. So I don't know if you guys want to like not have your camera on. I don't mind, but I don't know. Hey Jared, how are you? Your guys' camera is like on. I don't know if you knew that.
I like to be on camera because I hate not talking to people. So,
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm doing it on purpose. So, if that's
Okay.
okay, but
Yeah, no,
but
it's
that's just
okay.
me.
How? Yeah, yeah, it's okay. How are you? Are you in the cyber community?
Yeah, I'm on the cyber range. My name's Mahela
Hmm.
on the cyber range, but I go by Haley, but I didn't know how to put it when I joined, so I made it confusing. So that's how.
Gotcha. Cool, cool.
That's yeah.
Nice to meet you. How are you liking it so far? How far did you get?
I'm doing all the theory. It's just kind of going over what I sort of learned with my master's, which is great. I'm very familiar with all the stuff you've been talking about, which has been good. So I think I'm just about ready to start the the actual thing, the actual lab itself. But learning a lot, as always. I always learn something new, even I don't know everything for sure. So
That's cool. That's
yeah.
good to hear. I like when you study something and then you use it in real life and then it really clicks. So I don't know if people should like study first and then do the real life thing or do the real life thing and then study because then when you study it, it really clicks as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
maybe you run
I
into
think it's
that.
important to learn because I think I learned a lot about ethical hacking when I was doing cyber, and I had no idea what he was talking about. And now that I've been doing like Try Hack Me and watching a lot of YouTube videos and just watching like John Hammond do CTF, like watching your videos, like oh okay, some of this stuff is now making more sense than it did when I first started. So I think that's just my opinion, but
Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Oh, you watch John Hammond?
yeah, YouTube University is also my friend, even with a master's. It's
Yeah, I used to watch him a lot. Him and the Cyber Mentor kind of make me get into YouTube, or it really encouraged me to start doing YouTube because of them.
yeah, it's awesome. I know a lot of people that mention you all the time. Like I got into doing YouTube because I watched Josh Madakor. He's amazing. I hope he knows who I am. I know there was one guy that
Oh,
said that.
really?
I'm like, oh, that was hilarious. I can't remember who he was, but he's it was really funny. So you probably don't even realize it, like how much you affect different people. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't. I don't. I see it sometimes, but I kind of forget about it, and I forget that people like they'll actually because there's like people around me in real life who I try to get them to do stuff, but it's like really hard to get them to do something, and then I'll like say one thing on a random YouTube video, and then someone will message me and said that they like I enrolled in college because you and like did all this stuff, and I'm
Oh
like
man.
a security engineer now, and I'm like damn.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it make me realize you have to be like really careful what you say when you have a platform because at least someone that's gonna do whatever you say. So I have to be like, really, it's really.
Yeah. I just definitely appreciate people like you guys because I mean the fact that you have all this. Well, maybe you don't have a lot of time, but that you make time to help people like us that just haven't got exactly what we wanted with our degree or with boot camps or whatever. So like I just enjoy it. So I appreciate the content you and everybody else on YouTube because I don't know if I could do it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a bit, it's a lot. Um, Yeah, there's like too many spinning plates. I notice like things get a lot better after I have staff because I can like offload stuff to people and it really help a lot. But still, there's like it's like a jillion different things you can do.
Yeah. Well, I won't take over your channel any further. I just wanted to say hi. So thank you.
Oh no, no, I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
So, quick question, if you don't mind. Uh, my name is Mo. And I'm just wondering, in regards to the format, it's just like, is it literally just like a Q&A, I guess, like an open forum type of style, or do you have a certain structure you want to go through before?
Nah, this is like just the open public one. There's like two live streams. There's like a public one that like everyone can join, like
Yeah,
like even YouTube, which is this one, and then
yeah,
the private one is tomorrow.
yeah.
But there's not really like any forum or format or anything. It's just people if they want to talk about stuff, and I just kind of like answer questions, and maybe
Is
I don't know. It's
is
pretty
this like
good.
is this like also like the appropriate place to ask about like resumes and stuff, or is it not the right spot for that?
Yeah, you can. You can ask about it. Do you have like a resume that you want to review live? Because there's like a bunch of people watching this. I
For sure.
can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, I'm not. I don't mind. So long story short, I took your IT course a while back. It was pretty awesome. I did all your projects there. Then I took your previous cybersecurity course, did your projects there as well. Um, and then I can just show the CV quickly. I also um, just did some certs here and there. Um, I did your I did the cybersecurity. I did Security Plus, the Google Cybersecurity Specialist. Then I just added your one as well. I put Information Technology Specialist from the course careers, the IT one. I did the Vulnerability Management one from Qualys. That was a free one that was suggested, I would think, by you and also your boy, the Unix guy.
Okay.
And I did the Jared Ogier GRC analyst one as well. I think you're probably familiar with Jared as well. So I just got like all these projects here, um, and my goal would is trying to get specifically into GovTech. And I know that GovTech, they're always saying, minimum security plus, like, okay. But then I'm just wondering, like, because I've got a few certs here and there, but like, my goal is to just get into GovTech. I'm also trying to get into like low hanging fruit, or I would say low barrier to entry type positions as well, like help desk. Like I'm happy to do that as well.
Hmm.
Overseas, because I like Vectrus and other companies like that. I go on clearance jobs all the time. Because I don't think a lot of people are trying to like, go overseas as willingly as I am. So I'm wondering, I'm not sure if I should do another certification. Like, 'cause I got projects obviously. And right now I work as a support consultant for a SaaS company. So we do like troubleshooting, server log checks, blah, blah, blah. But I'm
Okay.
wondering, and I made the transition to the SaaS company from doing logistics for 3 years. So that took me about a year to make that transition to this
Hmm.
company, LucaNet. But but basically now it's like between the projects, these certifications that I have already, with the goal of getting into GovTech specifically, some people were saying, okay, after Security Plus, get at least Network Plus, like just because of the DoD, the DoD, those like the minimums. But I'm thinking like, I think I got enough certifications, and obviously the only one that's actually reputable by the DoD is Security Plus. But
Yeah.
what's your thought? Should I just go heavy on more projects, or should I do another? Some people are saying, oh, do the CYSA Plus after the
So
Security Plus. It's like I don't know, man. I'm getting lost in the sauce. Like I don't want to do more
yeah, if
certifications just for the sake of it.
if I so if I wanted to get into like defense contracting, I would for sure get CISSP. Because are you familiar with those like IA10, IAM and IAT job
Yeah,
classification?
yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, for sure.
Because like even associate of ISC squared, which you can get if you don't have enough
Yeah,
experience requirement, but it sounds like you do. But
I don't.
Um, okay, you could. It's close. I see your previous job was like 23, right, or something like this.
Yeah,
And then if
November
you get security
23.
plus, if you get Sec Plus, it will like knock off another year to that, and then. But anyway, I would get CSSP if I were you because after I got that, I become like way more employable and like HR reaching out to me a lot, and defense especially really likes CSSP because it automatically makes you eligible for like all those like IAM and IAT level 3 jobs,
Yeah,
and then they don't have to worry about it. And then as far as like your resume go, those defense contract jobs, it's okay for you to have like a really long resume usually. I was gonna say like I don't really recommend putting like columns in your resume because it can confuse the ATS like toward the top or whatever.
yeah,
And then
okay.
some other like kind of random formatting issues like that. Well, that will go away if you get rid of the columns, but like the Active Directory, for example, is like not in line. But
Yeah,
um, your resume looks good. I don't know if I would put a picture on it because I try to make the resume like really understandable by both ATS and human. Um,
for sure. Okay.
it's so your resume is like so aesthetic and understandable by humans, but I don't know like how well the ATS will like deal with the columns and like picture and all this stuff. If that
Yeah.
makes
I
sense.
mean, I would definitely take the picture off. It's just this one I use for Germany because I'm living in Germany, and like the German
Oh,
CVs, they always want your photo. Whereas I'm like
gotcha.
back in the States, like obviously they say yeah, no photos, but here like I would just take this one. I've got like multiple CVs, and I would definitely take that one off. Okie doke. And in regards to the CISSP, like you mentioned, like you can always get the associate, and then so when you've earned the associate, is it still okay to put it on your CV, like that you have like the associate version? Is that acceptable still? You know what I'm saying?
E- yeah, and also like let me make sure I don't like misspeak. But I think the DoD, even if you have associate of ISC squared, they will accept it as like IAM level 3. Oh yeah, they do. So for
Okay.
example, I don't want to share my screen. I think it might like take yours over, but I'll put it in the chat.
Oh yeah, I think I have that old DoD, and I think you're right. I believe it says uh, associate as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I would definitely get that. It's like kind of a pain in the ass to get it, but it's kind of good to have, especially if you want to work in defense contracting. And also there's like a ton of even like those low level like help desk jobs that require clearance on the East Coast and like Washington D.C. and like Virginia and stuff. There's like ton of jobs over there. So you can just like I don't know if I wanted to do that and get a job where I could get a clearance, I would just try to like apply locally at a lot of those places and overseas as well. Maybe I'd do like 10 or 15 a day or something.
Okay.
Um, but there's like a lot of random jobs on the East Coast, especially. And then, like you said, people like don't want to go to certain places, like for example, like Kuwait and Qatar and stuff.
Oh,
You know,
those are most of my applications are, man. They're mainly in that area for sure. Just because I know
yeah,
like the competition's a bit lower, so I've got tons and tons in Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, everywhere.
yeah. I was gonna
Okay.
say like go for those. I got hired to work in Kuwait, but I switched it and went to Hawaii at the last second for like some other reason many years ago. But yeah, that's what I would. It sounds like you're doing everything. I would just get like oh shit. I would just get CSSP because it's like um, it really like really make you to stand out more.
Okay, cool. After someone gets it, is it even worth it then to do like a Network Plus or a CYSA since they're kind of seen as lower level in comparison?
I wouldn't get it. The only reason I would get CISA Plus or Network Plus is for the knowledge or whatever at that
Hmm.
point because both of those are like lower in terms of like IAM and IAT
Yeah, yeah.
classification. So I would probably just get CSSP and then just some maybe like one other like hard technical cert just because I wanted to learn the stuff from it, or I'll just like study by myself or something. But
Gotcha.
I
And
wouldn't
not do
even
it.
like yeah, and then I can endorse CISSP as well. So after you get it, you can like email me. There's like a thing that you fill out But yeah, you can just like email me or DM me if you need an endorsement for those.
Hmm. Okay, cool, man. Thanks for the tips.
Yeah,
I'll stop sharing this.
no problem. Does one have what it takes to try for the CSSP after Security Plus? You have to study like a lot more like supplemental stuff. Um, a lot of like risk in frameworks and like what is that? Access control models. There's a lot in CSSP. I think CSS or Security Plus probably covers like I don't know, maybe like 40% or something. Don't quote me on that, but there's like a lot. But it's not too bad. It took me like I studied for CSSP maybe like 3 hours a day for 3 months about, and then
Oh
I could
gosh.
pass it pretty comfortably. But it's not it's not too bad. Bro, bro got all that and is looking for help desk. It's not because like he can't get a help desk job. He can get a job immediately, but I think he's trying to get like a security clearance that will let him do defense work so he can like go overseas and then work all those kind of jobs because once you have a clearance it kind of opened you up to like a bunch of jobs that the public is they're not even qualified to apply for, and you tend to get like a bit more money when you have a security clearance. So I think that's what he's trying to do. He's not just trying to like work normal help desk, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to get the exactly. Security clearance is the main thing.
Yeah, cool. I can you speak more about this, Jason? Like IATIM and IE has slowly been phased out because those jobs still requiring they're still requiring the certification, right? Maybe they're just like not saying it on Indeed or something. I'm sorry if I'm missing my YouTube chat. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Is the cyber range beginner friendly? So you have to like tell me like what kind of beginner are you? Are you like never touched a PC before, or like what kind of level of beginner are you? Because there's like a section in the cyber range that I talk about if you're like brand new to IT. There's like a list of stuff that you can do. If you're like brand new, I would recommend joining like for community because there's a lot you can do for free in the cyber community without spending any money. If you're like really brand new, you can for sure join the cyber range as a brand new person, but it won't be as cost effective because there's like a lot of fundamental stuff that you should learn first if you're trying to like really like maximize your money. But if you're a new person, you join the cyber range, you'll be fine. But there's like free stuff you could do prior to joining if you wanted to save money. Now that WGU has a master's in computer science, would that be better than the master's in cyber? It depends on what you want to do. In my opinion, the master's in computer science is like more versatile and like more useful, if I'm being honest. But the caveat to that is you can't just join the master's in computer science with any random degree. Like if you don't have those math and computing background, there's some like remedial classes you have to go through at WGU in order to join the computer science masters. So if you don't know how to code, you don't have any math, and you don't have like algorithms, probably you're gonna have like you have to go through some stuff to get the computer science masters. But I would say the computer science masters is better, but there's an opportunity cost attached to that, if that makes sense. Yep, I'm ex-military, about to hit 10 years. Need a job to keep my clearance. Oh yeah, gotcha. Cool. I was chosen for IBM assessments. What is your advice? I don't actually know what that is. Is that like a new exam they're doing or something? So, team says I'm going for my CCNA. Understanding computer networking is a must. I agree. I mean, people don't have to get CCNA, but that's probably the most useful, best certification I ever got. I can configure OSFP and I understand spanning tree and switching loops and I can do all this like practical stuff. and like everyone knows about CCNA too. It's just like a really good cert from both the knowledge standpoint and like HR. So cool. Uh, where can I get practice lab to practice my cyber skill? The Cyber Range has one, but it costs money. There's a lot of like decent free stuff. The Cyber Range costs money. It's like pretty inexpensive for what you're getting out of it. To be honest, I would check it out. But there's like a lot of labs on YouTube as well. How would you target getting a clearance with CompTIA Security Plus? I would just like uh, you can go. Maybe I'll just share my screen, for example. So the question is like, how would you get a clearance if you have CompTIA Security Plus? So Indeed USA. If I were trying to like search for a job with only CompTIA Security Plus, let me share my screen. Entire screen. So I would go to Indeed and then just type ability to obtain in quotes like this and search like nationwide, and then this is gonna find like all the jobs that say something like ability to obtain a clearance or ability to obtain public trust or something like this. How many jobs came out? A lot. So maybe, well, I'll just try to find one, then I'll narrow the search. But so, for example, like you can see like senior help desk ability to obtain. Hopefully, I'm not made a liar out of this. So, ability to obtain a government moderate background security clearance. This probably means like a secret clearance or like interim secret or something. And see how it's requiring like these certifications. In this case, it's probably like quote required because it's a government job. But yeah, I would just search like ability to obtain, ability to maintain. Obtain is better because that means that the job is like probably willing to sponsor you for one. So if I can probably narrow this down some more. This was the question. By typing like help desk, for example. Or I can type like, secret. I don't know. Or security. IT analyst. Oh, it's like in the title already. Yeah, I'll just do this. And then maybe like if you really want to get a clearance, just like apply to places where people normally don't want to work. Maybe it's in like the countryside or something like this. But or also I'd when I got my security when I got my security clearance, it was a job in Japan, and I just moved like across the world to get a security clearance. So I'll just consider that. Yeah. What is the best route to get CCNA? These days, I don't know about these days, but previously I used like Packet Tracer in like a physical lab, and I practiced the technology a lot. I made like a spreadsheet with all the different tech on it, like, you know, how to configure OSFP, how to configure spanning tree, how to set up like SSH. I made a spreadsheet of like all those objectives, and I would just like go down the list and practice them like a lot every day. And I also used for CCNA, I used Boson XSIM Max, I think, to practice like the hands-on portion of it. But I heard the CCNA is like all multiple choice these days. I don't know if that's like accurate, but to pass CCNA, I did like a lot of hands-on practice. Yeah. What would you recommend for a day one help desk guy going into GovTech or going into GovTech? GovTech, I'm assuming GovTech just means like working for the federal or state government. So I'll just, pretty much any IT job. So for example, I'll put like a roadmap. I would like, you know, do this. Ah, damn. I would recommend like in the cyber community, there's like a free roadmap to victory uh, module. I'd recommend just like doing that and maxing everything out on there. you have any recommendation on which CCNA score study diet? I don't know. I would probably just go to Reddit and see what the meta is, what people are using to study. Usually for me, I would get like the best book, quote unquote book, and I would just use that to study. But I would do like I would have like flashcards, a book, and then I would have like that spreadsheet with all of the exam topics on it. Let me see if I can like find it actually. Oh, CC. Oh, I don't have the more. But yeah, I'll do like a lot of hands-on, to be honest. Let me see if I can find it. I can share. I can share. I can show you what that looks like if I'm logged into my CCENT CCNA. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll share my screen. So this is for like so this is what I did. I just get like, the best CCNA book and then the exam objectives and then let me share my screen. I basically made this like list of CCNA tech. Like this is stuff that's on the exam objectives, and then these are like things you can practice, like configure NAT, configure ACLs, can do a basic config, configure static routing, and I basically would like practice different things like each day, and I'd make sure that I was like kind of practicing them at like an equal amount, if that makes sense. So like, at this time, this is like a long ass time ago. If you can see, that was like 10 years ago. I practiced like IPv6 addressing, IPv6 routing. Then I practiced these things that day, and I was just like doing the configs like every single day. I would just like practice them a lot. And this is for ICND2. This is when CCNA was split in half. So this is like the harder part of it. So like what is this hot standby routing protocol, gateway load balancing protocol. I would practice like all these things like different days, and I'd put like a 1 on the day where I practice. And this would just be like me like sitting in front of the Cisco command line, like entering those things. And this is how I practice. I would just like dump all of the stuff here, and then I would practice them. And then I'd put links to see like how to configure those things. So this is like how to configure frame relay if I forgot. And then I'll put like links for all of these stuff, like how to configure like EIGRP, right, over IPv6. And I'd have like configs for everything. That's pretty much like how I'd practice, or how I practiced CCNA. It was like a lot of hands-on. Yeah. So I'll share my screen. I'm getting behind in the comments. I'm sorry. Would you consider adding the diamond model to the threat hunting lessons? I don't know what that is actually. Can you like DM me in the community? Hey Josh, what did you use for your CSSP? I just used like a ton of practice questions. But I actually made some questions that are really good that people have used to pass CSSP. I don't know if you can use only them, but I recommend checking them out. But I use like a lot of practice questions from stuff that doesn't exist anymore. Like I think CC Cure actually exists, but I used like a couple other ones. But I had like a total of 4,000 unique practice questions, and I made a lot of custom flashcards as well. And it took me 3 months to pass. I passed like really strong with about 100 hours of study. I studied like 3 hours per day for 3 months, like 4,500 unique practice questions, and that was enough to pass. Yeah, Josh. Realistically speaking, uh, realistically speaking, going to straight into cyber is very difficult without some prior experience, right? Yeah, yeah, well, I don't know if I would say it's difficult. I would say linearly speaking, it takes more time because in the end, all you have to do is like build a person that, the hiring manager or the company would feels like they're a good hire, and it just takes longer to reach that state, I guess, without having worked in IT first. Because when you work in IT, like you kind of like passively get a lot of skills and you get like experience, but it's still possible to get into cybersecurity without going into IT first. But from an economic standpoint, I generally recommend people to work in IT first because say you get a job in IT help desk making like, 20 bucks an hour or 25 bucks an hour. It's kind of like you're getting paid like $20 an hour to train, to do pre-training to work in cybersecurity. So from an economic standpoint, you can kind of like get a bit of money in the meantime, but it's completely possible to go into cyber without it. But it's just like, it just you take a quite a bit more time, if that makes sense. Josh might give you a biased answer since he has an IT course. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's true. Well, not really. I try to be like really transparent about those because to be honest, like, let me see. Hold on. I'll show you something. So the way I think about like getting into cybersecurity in any job really, it's just like it's like a what's it called? A social engineering operation where you're basically just manipulating the hiring manager or like the company into hiring you, right? Imagine you're like okay, this is like a really good way to think about things, right? Imagine that you are working for like a government and you're a special agent and you're trying to like infiltrate some company in another government, right? Or in another country, right? You're trying to get hired at like Microsoft or something. Like how would you do that? Like how would you convince Microsoft to hire you so you can like, infiltrate their company or whatever as a spy? Like you would probably get really good at technology, like the area you wanted to work, say it was cybersecurity. You'd probably go out and get like, the best certs, and you'd probably go out and get a degree. You'd probably have like a lot of nice stuff on your resume, and you'd probably go to like a lot of social networking and events and like reach out to people on LinkedIn. You'd probably do all this stuff to provide enough pretext for somebody looking at your resume to be like, oh, okay, they're really squared away. It's literally the same thing if you're not a secret agent or a spy trying to infiltrate a company. It's literally the same thing. You're doing like stuff to make it appear as if you would be a good hire. And when you want to get into cybersecurity, for example, you just have to do more of that stuff to look better than if you're just trying to work in like entry general IT or like a help desk or something. You just have to like do more stuff. So this is kind of a map uh, that I made, right, of different stuff that you can do that will help you to either pass an interview or get an interview. And I put links over here for all of this stuff. All the links in green are basically like free stuff that you can just do without interacting with me or giving literally anyone any money. And then this is stuff that's like it's kind of hard to satisfy because it's just hard to do, and you can do it for free by yourself. But this stuff is stuff that's like in the cyber range, where the cyber range will like make it really hand holdy for you. So whether or not you like do this in the cyber range or do it like on your own, you can still do it. But if basically the idea is if you make all this like maximum effort in S tier, this kind of like will put you in the realm of being able to go directly into cybersecurity without like having to work in IT first, if that makes sense. That's just like the reality of it, and it's hard to max all the stuff out. It take like time, right? Especially if you have like to get a degree. I made it like as easy as possible with like this video, but yeah. I try not to give biased answer. I try to like really. So my whole thing is to give people like a pathway that's like easy, if that makes sense. It costs money, right? The cyber range costs money, but it's like it's a lot easier than doing it on your own. But I try to like tell people like how to do certain things on their own, if that makes sense, without paying for cash, because you're gonna pay either way. Of course, you're gonna pay with time or money, so it just depends, right? On what you want to do and like how much disposable income you have and like all this stuff. Thanks for helping get my security plus. Next up, Next up, level up data analytics skills. Any suggestions? I don't really know. I would probably take the Google data analytics course and then go look on Reddit to figure out like what the meta is to do well at that. Or I would like look at this spreadsheet and then think about like, oh, how can I apply this to data analytics? How can I be like an S tier data analytics applicant? So like instead of like Security Plus, there's probably like some other relevant certification, right? And instead of like these two security functions, you would pick like some data analytics functions, whatever that looks like, and go hard on those. But data is like not my area of like I don't really know about it, so I can't say. Oh, I got a super chat from Robert Vargas. Would you consider a 3-day trial for at least the video content? Um, Robert, can you? So somebody asked me this already, Robert, and I don't actually know how to deal with it. Um, if you're in the cyber community, like the free one, can you DM me on there and like we can talk about it? We can try to figure something out. There's probably like some way. I'm sure there's like some way to do it, but I don't know. I don't know the best way. So if you can DM me in the community, I respond to all those DMs. So just like we can figure something out. Um, Aram Tober with the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What are your thoughts on SC200? Would you ever do anything course-wise on it? I've found so far the cyber range to be more direct than Udemy courses. So I think the SC200, the cyber range, like really in line with SC200, if I recall. So let me look actually at what this is. I'm pretty sure the cyber range is like really in line with this. Let's see. How can, oh, my computer's freezing. So we use Defender SC, Defender XDR kind of. We don't use Purview. We use Defender for endpoint. We use Defender for cloud kind of. We use Kusto query language. We use Sentinel. We use Sentinel. Is this all that's in here? Yeah, it's really the the cyber range is like super Defender for endpoint centric. Or sorry, it's super SC200 centric. It's not like an exact one-to-one. Like I can't say that uh you're gonna pass SC200 if you do the cyber range, but it's really in line with that curriculum, if that makes sense. I'm trying to like answer this. I don't even know like is this a question for me? Kenny, I have cyber focused intelligence experience and I am using the cyber range to bridge the gap between my intel and technical side. I have a high level clearance degree and working on certs. Are there any tips that you have that would help me break into cybersecurity in the DoD? It sounds like you have a clearance already. I would just probably get the necessary certification, to be honest, and then do if you want to like do the internship inside of the cyber range, that would probably help as well. But I always tell people like if you want to work in defense, like just work on getting like CISSP. It's like a huge pain in the ass to get it, but it helps a lot. It will just help a lot with that whole like process, to be honest. So get CSSP and then maybe do the internship if you're already in the cyber range for those like hard experience on your resume. That's what I would recommend. Harlux, my last question before I go: how many years would someone need in IT before transitioning to cybersecurity? 0 is the correct real answer, but it will take a lot of time to study. I'd probably like budget like 6 months to a year of like really efficient study, or just like working in IT for a year and then like 6 months or 3 to 6 months of like hard study to get into IT. But I don't like quantifying stuff in terms of months because like it's not good, and it's too wishy-washy. So I would think in terms of like focused hours. So in terms of like focused hour, if you're doing the correct things, it will probably take like 200 to 300 hours if you have like a solid foundation. But if you don't have a foundation, probably like 100 hours to get like a decent foundation, or maybe 100 to 150, depending on if you're doing like the right stuff. So maybe like 500 hours of hard, proper study if you're like a new person, right? Maybe five. It just really depends. It's like really hard to say. Um, yeah. Uh, Oh, Fenny with a $10 dono. Thank you so much. Is a cyber range parallel with DevSecOps or close to it? No, it's not DevSecOps or DevOps like centric. It's more like the main modules in it are like vulnerability management. So we have like a license to Tenable, and we have a license to Sentinel and Defender for Endpoint, as well as just Azure Compute. So there's two main courses. I think I can just like show you actually. Let me see. School. There's two like main courses. So if you go to Classroom, I guess there's three, but this one's free. Cybersecurity theory, and then there's like the vulnerability management course with Tenable. It totally goes like deep into vulnerability management, like the theory behind it, and like we stand up like a vulnerability management program from scratch and do programmatic remediation. There's just a lot of vulnerability management, and then the secondary course is like security operations. So there's like threat hunting and incident response, and we use Sentinel and endpoint detection and response and Defender for Endpoint. So it's kind of like security operations heavy, I guess, versus like DevOps and DevSecOps. If that answers your question. I don't even know DevSecOps. It's on my list to get good at. Same with DevOps. I do like development and I use like version control and everything, but like I don't know like DevSecOps methodology like at all, to be honest. I'm sorry, I'm skipping a bunch of stuff. If I skip your question, you can ask it again or just like DM me in the free cyber community. I will like definitely respond to it. It just take me time. Hey Josh, do you plan on doing more classes within the cyber range? Yeah, I do, but I can't speak to it very much. I'm planning to do something like related to IAM in the future because so many people asking about it. I've been talking with Unix guy about this a lot. I don't know if it's going to be like in the cyber range or what, but and I'm going to redo the previous uh, the cyber course in leveled. I'm going to redo it and put it in the cyber range somehow, but I'm still thinking about it. Yeah. Nelson. As an older man, mid 40s, with zero tech experience, would it be worth my time to dive into the IT cyberspace? Yeah, um, you definitely can. I notice ageism is less in cybersecurity. It's less in IT, and then even less so in cybersecurity. There's like a lot of people who are like 40 plus in cyber, like an actual like lot of people who are 40 plus in cyber. Um, if you're worried about like your age or whatever, I do recommend just like using employability framework, for example. Ah, damn, I didn't mean to open this. So, oh my God, it's triggering me. So this is like for this question. This is the same for anybody. If you're worried about breaking in, if you're worried about ageism and all this, like as long as you're as squared away as possible. For example, in terms of like your self presentation, just make sure you're like you know the best version of yourself that you can make. So I'm not the absolute best version of myself, but I tend to care about my appearance. So I try to like I'm 40. I'm also 40 years old. I just turned 40 like 3 months ago. So try to be like stay in shape and then wear appropriate clothes for your interview and like take care of like your teeth and like all those things. Because halo effect is like a real thing, right? If you're like a you know someone who like don't take care of themselves at any age, it's like not good, right? But if you're 40 or 50 or 60 or whatever, and you're worried about those ages, and you can like counteract that by just cleaning up as much as possible. It really helps a lot. um but yeah, it's worth it just to we have finite time, right? Especially as someone who's 40, I have less time than someone who's 20. So it will really behoove you to focus a lot in your endeavor because you can get a lot done in even 1 month. You can get a stupid amount of work done if you're focused, like a ridiculous amount of work done. So I would say to go for it because 40 is like, I'm 40. I can go and like, change my career if I want to, for sure. Just focus, right? And then take care of yourself and you'll be good. And on, hey Josh, could you share your study strategies or routines you developed through your journey, what worked and what didn't, for your process of getting all the certs? Oh yeah, I can talk about this. So basically, like I use Anki to study for my certs, and I create Anki decks. So let me see if I have it on this computer. I do. Hopefully, I hope nothing like really incriminating comes out. Okay. So I would look into like spaced repetition in Anki. I basically do this for everything. I use Anki to study Japanese, to study like for my degrees, like all of them. That's how I got them like so fast. And then how to study for programming, I use Anki. How to study for like CSSP and like all those stuff. I use Anki for like all of those basically. Um, I don't have a deck on this profile, but definitely like look up. Actually, here I'll show you. I think I can find something. So Josh Madakor, CSSP. So I think I talk about it in this video. I basically like have a approach to studying stuff where basically I'll put it in the chat. I do like one, watch video, low stress, just enough to like understand it. And then two, I'll do like practice questions. And then three, I'll do like everything I got wrong, lots of repetition with Anki. That's pretty much what I do. And I don't think I've failed like one certification exam, but it was some random one I didn't study for, maybe two, but it really helps a lot. And you can incorporate spaced repetition with like anything, like practicing Cisco command line configs, like programming, just like all kinds of stuff. So I use Anki, yeah, to answer your question. Yeah. C says, Cyber is great so far. You did a great job with the course. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I think the good part about it is it's like there's like courses on top of it, but it's a open environment with enterprise security tools in it, where once you go through the course, you have like an idea of how stuff works, so you can kind of do a lot of experimenting on your own. I think that's like really good. Shoot, I got another $10 from Farron Perry. Thank you so much. So I'm studying Linux RHCSA. I'm also attending a GRC apprenticeship program, but I'm looking to learn cloud security DevSecOps. Would the CyberRange program be ideal? So I don't teach like DevSecOps or like DevOps, like anything in there. But the CyberRange like is in the cloud, and it does like teach cloud security in the sense that like, well, I don't teach like these are the frameworks to do cloud security, and it's more like I'm teaching vulnerability management and then general security operations on cloud platforms, with cloud security products, if that makes sense. So um, it doesn't match like what you're saying, but you will learn like security operations using enterprise tools like in the cloud using Azure, if that makes sense. You can feel free to like ask me like a whole bunch of more questions about this, and I'll be like really transparent. But um, CyberRange matches like part of what you're after, but not totally. Dang. Sorry for bothering you. May I get your advice on IBM's recorded competency interview? Dang, I don't know like anything about that. If you DM me in the cyber community with like details on it, I can do my best to like give you some kind of opinion, but I don't know what this is, to be honest. I'm so sorry. I could Google right now, but I'm kind of like overwhelmed to like Google that on stream and like try to figure it out. Sovereign King. I'm brand new to cybersecurity, but I worked in IT for 15 years. I know my way around computer and basic equipment. I'm in school for security and studying for my Security Plus. Oh, good. That's good. Oh, uh, I asked if the range was beginner friendly. For you, it is. If you consider yourself a beginner, uh, for you, it would be friendly. For my grandma, it would not be friendly, right? Because she don't even like know how to use a computer. For someone who's like, a nerd or like knows how to use computer, anyone can like jump into the cyber range if they kind of know how to use a computer already. If you don't, it would be really useful to go through like the Google IT support cert or like the Google cybersecurity cert first. That would be like really helpful for you. And those things are like nearly free. They're like free for the first week or something, and then otherwise they're like $49 a month. But yeah. Josh, what happened to the master doc with the Google Reddit strategies? The link says, oh yeah. So that document is here now. Damn, I need to have somebody fix that, man. WG strat. I think it's here. Strategy. I think it's here. I put a link in the chat for it. I need to link up the document with this. Anyway, I need to fix it. The document exists, but it got deleted by me because I'm dumb. Campaign says, "Hey, I just want to say in 2021, I went to a famous boot camp in New York City to break into cyber. I did get lucky and get a job, but it was not worth it. Damn. Your course provides way more value." Oh, I appreciate you saying that in a public forum. Thank you so much. Thank you. I got another $5 from WE. Which IT job sectors AI will disturb the most? Who is safe and who isn't? This is like such a heavy question. I don't even like know if I can answer it. I'll give a cop-out answer and say that it will disturb sectors with like a lot of like easily repetitive work or work that can be like highly, what's the word? Can be highly optimized by AI. So for example, like software engineering, for example. Where's this? I want to put this chat on the screen. Can I do it? I can't super chats on the screen, but anyway, the most job, okay, when I was working at Microsoft basically when ChatGPT like really came out the first time, and I was doing a ton of Python coding and a ton of like moving data around. And when ChatGPT came out, I literally, even that like shitty, I can't even say shitty, but like the first version of it, I was like, damn, I have 5x or 10x my work with this. I could do work so fast with this, like as a software engineer. And like if you don't understand code, you can't make use of ChatGPT really to do coding. Not really anyway. But imagine like, a Microsoft or, Fang, like a big tech tier software engineer making use of ChatGPT, like easily 5 to 10x your productivity. It's like boom, and it immediately like negates the need of for having like, maybe you need like 100 software engineers originally. Now you'll need like 20 or something like this. So software engineering, you see what happened to the industry, right? You can see what happened to it. And then other industries like probably like a lot of technical writing and like some other stuff, GPT and like those language learning models are going to really disturb them. But yeah, other industries, I think there'll be like a pendulum thing where like a lot of people use AI and then people get sick of it and it will like swing back the other way. Like content, for example, like a lot of people like content farmed with AI, but like the audience is like starting to get like pissed about it now. So probably software engineering the most disruptive, but other than that, like I don't know, just random stuff that requires like repetitive work. Daniel says, is CCNA that much better than Network Plus for cybersecurity specifically? Some of the CCNA topics are mind-numbing to learn. It's not necessary to get CCNA, but CCNA is much better than Security Plus. Or sorry, much better. Well, arguably it might be, but it's much better than Network Plus in the sense that it's like really, really hands-on, and then you'll know how to actually do stuff after getting CCNA. So you'll notice if you get Network Plus afterwards, after you're certified, you'll be like, huh, that was nice. I understand like some stuff now, I guess. And then after you get CCNA, you're going to be like, holy shit, I can build a network. That's like the difference between Security Plus, or sorry, God, between Network Plus and CCNA. CCNA is like really practical and it leaves you with like the ability to actually like do something with what you learn, where Network Plus is like really really theoretical. So it is much better than Network Plus, but it's also much harder and it has a higher opportunity cost to get. So you don't have to get it. Like I found in cybersecurity, like the most networking I needed to know. I've worked some like general technical security engineering jobs and like program management, and the most I needed to know was like basically like IPv4 addressing. To be honest, like there for sure are jobs where you're going to need to like know some like really like high speed networking stuff in security, but the majority of jobs you just need to like understand basic IP addressing and like how ports work and like maybe some basic routing. It just depends on what you're doing, but usually you don't need much beyond like Network Plus, right? And on, hey Josh, could you briefly talk about a current event in cybersecurity that you would consider an extremely big deal? I followed LinkedIn communities like the Hacker News. Goal uh, goal is to defend and be more knowledgeable about where the industry is and going to be in the future. Um, yeah, what's big recently? I don't really know what's like extremely big that happened recently. Um, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that happens extremely big deal. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a job interview right now, and like I haven't been watching. I don't even like listen to like news recently because I'm doing like too much like content and cybersecurity things. But I know like deep fake is like really becoming like indistinguishable from reality. So especially if you're able to like capture enough audio of someone talking, you can get like a pretty decent voice print of that person, and then you can go and like use it to do phishing attempts on like their family or something like this. But I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens like behind the scenes that like we don't even know about as like normal citizens. So I don't know. I would just like go and listen to like Cyberwire to be honest and like see what the latest thing is. I don't really know what the latest thing is these days because like I'm like too like zoned in on content and like the cyber range was is really what's the word? It's really ironic, but I don't actually know. Uh, oh, I got a super chat. Johnny Cage, I've got the Honeypot sock project and two from the cyber range. I also completed 10 stigs from the tech for the technical title. Without Security Plus, is it still too early for me to apply for junior sock? No, you can apply. It sounds like you have like a lot of stuff already, and then you probably have like a decent looking resume, and then you have like those experience from the internship. You could put I would put like on your resume, something like I'll put it in the chat, like CompTIA, for example, CompTIA Security Plus. Uh, you know, what month is it? I don't even know. March, something like this. So it maybe it will like cover for keyword matching or something like this. But you can apply for stuff because you technically have experience on your resume now anyway. So I think it's okay. If you know very little experience, then A plus Network Security Plus are a good set to start out with. And one fundamental cloud cert. Yeah, I would agree with this. What do you think about SANS GCTI cert? I don't actually know what that is. I would I would get those GIAC certs if the company was paying for it. I would get them. But let me see what GCTI is. Let me look. Oh, GIAC Cyber Threat Intelligence. Oh, it's probably good. It's probably good. Yeah, how much does this cost? Like $8,000. GCTI cost. How much is this? 479. No way. That's so inexpensive. I feel like the class must cost some extra money or something because that's like I feel like that's really affordable for a GIAC cert. Yeah, probably it's probably good if Sand. I don't know. I would have to like look into it, but it's probably good. Other than GitHub, is there any other platform or do you have a template for a professional portfolio? Because I'm on the portion of Google and where I'm doing an activity and have to perform a fake internal audit. I would just use GitHub, or you can just make some document in Google Docs and then you can move it to somewhere later if you want. I've seen people making like PDFs of their projects and then like putting the PDF on GitHub. I've seen people doing this, but I'll just use GitHub to be honest. I think the resume portfolio section in the cyber community is actually free. So let me like, I think it is actually. It is. So you can like, you could use this if you want and like learn how to, create your GitHub portfolio for this person. I'll put a link in the description. It will make you sign up for it, but the community is free. Oh my God, this shit crashed. Okay. Josh, is 15 months help desk with CCNA, Sec Plus, CISA Plus, Pentest, blah, 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 A Plus, Google Cyber, both your cyber range and for cyber course projects, what are my chances to earning six figures? It's pretty high. It just depends on like how well you implement that stuff, to be honest. So for example, let me like break down what you said in terms of like this roadmap. Let me do this. I'm gonna assume you did everything that I recommended, right? So, okay. 5 months help desk experience. Let's just say you're being really consistent with everything, and say you did everything in the cyber range. So you listened to at least 100 episodes of these two things. So your ability to interview is like should be top notch, and your certification is beyond S tier. It's like S plus plus because you got CCNA, CISA plus, Security plus, and a bunch of other stuff. And then if you went through both of those, then you have a hard vulnerability management skill. I'm assuming you did everything in here, like you went through it 5 times, at least, because doing things like repetitively will make you really good at talking about it and it will give you a good intuition for those functions. So let's just say that you went through them 5 times. What else? Um, Both of them did the projects. Let's assume, right, that you went through like the internship because you said you did both. You probably did the internship with the previous one and maybe the new one too. So hopefully you did those. I don't know if you did them actually, but if you did, and I don't know if you did any long form content creation, but yeah, I don't know like which of the stuff that you did. I'm assuming you did everything I said about the LinkedIn profile and your resume, so we can assume those are good. Assume your portfolio is good because you went through both courses. Assume you did all the resume practice or the interview practice. I don't know if you have a degree. I don't know how well your job application execution is going, but you have like a lot of like really high tier stuff. If you execute on all this stuff like really really well, and the jobs you're applying to are like really smart jobs, that is like you're not applying to jobs that are like super flooded, right? And you apply to them like kind of soon after they get put out. It's I would say it's like really feasible for you to get into the hundreds, especially if you have like previous experience with help desk. Yeah, I would say so, and I would say it's like a matter of time as well. Um, if you've been applying already, it sounds like your package like as a person is like really really good. It just take time for you to apply. Yeah. Dusty says, would you say working as a point of sale technician in field tech could help get a foot in the door for help desk? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can go from like working in a grocery market to, um, help desk, right? So it's definitely field technician and point of sales work is like a really good foot in the door. You just have to, consider, all the stuff that makes you hireable as a person, especially like entry level help desk. It's like half or more of like a what's it called, soft skills and like being nice and customer service, and then the other half is just being able to work independently and learn stuff on your own. Sorry, I'm skipping stuff. Uh, If someone does your internship, do you think that they should be able to skip IT? Um, I mean, cybersecurity is IT, and all IT jobs have some component of cybersecurity in them. But um, I'm assuming you mean get a role that's like dedicated cybersecurity, and yeah, you can just take a lot of extra. It takes extra effort, right? Um, Everything is like a scale that takes extra effort. Like you can go from like nothing to being a chief information security officer, but you're going to need like a triple S tier social network and like a lot of stuff, right? So you just need to do like extra, depending on like how further you want to go. You have to do like extra stuff, if that makes sense. I know that's like a cop out answer, but that's like the reality of it. So again, like I think the most economical thing to do is to work in IT first, um, and then work on your social network, and then work on your skills and like all that stuff, and then kind of get money at the same time, and then kind of get into cybersecurity. But it is possible to go directly. Just take time and effort. Harris, what do you think about threat actors leveraging SVG files as a new threat vector by bypassing existing anti-spam and anti-phishing protection? Um, that's crazy. Um, I don't know what the play is with those. Are they doing like some kind of remote code execution or something, or are they just like embedding something in the file to be used later? It sounds like steganography, but maybe they're like embedding something to be executed. Yeah, there's people. Attackers always find something new. It's cool. I got Network Plus and Security Plus. Azure your Azure and AD project with some scripting on resume. Oh, it sounds good. Also got the courage to apply for my current IT job because of your course careers course. I never got interviewed by. Oh, I got the courage to apply for my current. Oh, you got a job. Congrats. They're very cool. I never got interviewed by you though. Oh, if you want to do an interview, like if you want to start like YouTube and you want the raws or something after the interview, I can give it to you. But if you want to do an interview, you can just like DM me in the cyber community. It's free to join in. I respond to all DMs there. My email's like kind of bad. I'll get to it eventually, but I usually prioritize this. So if you want to interview, you can just DM me and we can do one. But yeah, I'm glad you got a job. That's so cool. Killer, just want to throw out I landed a job interview for IT specialist role with 60K salary with no certifications or IT experience. So there's hope for everyone. Wish me luck. Good luck. I'd be interested to like see like what your resume. I'm sure everyone's interested to like see what your resume looks like and the stuff that you did for that. But yeah, I hope you get it. Good luck. It sounds like you did like a lot of work to get that. So congrats. Is it possible to get into a SOC analyst off of not having any IT or CS jobs? If so, how would you go about it? Yeah, it's possible. It is possible, but it's like kind of difficult. I'm assuming you weren't here like 10 minutes ago, because I kind of just talked about this. But I'll put a link for you, Gabriel. Basically, like this is this is stuff kind of roadmap that you can do. This is not the way, but it's a way to be like really employable for cybersecurity. So if you kind of like do everything here in like a quote unquote S tier manner, like a maximum effort for all of these things, it's gonna make you really employable. And you need to like primarily, this is my opinion, but you should focus on stuff that helps you to get an interview first, and then also be really consistent. So if you can't even get an interview, you don't have any chance of passing it, right? So the stuff to help you get an interview is like really important. So I kind of labeled them here. So like being really consistent, some relevant S tier certification. So like, at least Security Plus and then like one other one that's technical. And then all of this other stuff, right? If you max all of this stuff out, for example, if you do all of this, it will help you to like be able to get interviews, especially if you're really consistent with like, oh shit, high tier, high quality applications. And then you're able to get interviews, and then you can look at the stuff that helps you actually pass the interview. this stuff. So like listening to podcasts will help you pass it because it will help your cybersecurity vernacular and it'll help your awareness of the industry. These two hard skill security functions, if you're really good at them, if you practice them a lot, it's going to help you to speak well in your interview, and then etc. So basically, if you do this stuff and you do it really well, it will increase your chances to like break into security without having to go through IT like fat like it will increase your chances and you'll be able to do it faster than otherwise. But again, I always recommend people to try to like work in help desk or something because it's more economic, right? Because if you max that thing out and you get a job in help desk after like 6 weeks, it's possible to do. I've seen it happen like too many times already. You can start working at the worst case scenario, like $20 an hour. You're just getting experience and training for like $20 an hour, and you can still keep applying to cybersecurity jobs and keep studying, right? It's more economic to work in IT first, but you don't have to, and it's possible to go directly into security. It's just going to cost you a lot of time and effort, if that makes sense. Josh, how many of your students roughly have gotten jobs with IT course careers that are from Europe that work remotely? This is too this is too niche. I have no idea. But I do have like a spreadsheet. I can't show it on the screen because it has like their contact information on it. But I have turns. I have this website that needs to be updated. I'll put a link to it. This site needs to be updated. But whenever somebody gets a job, like the employer will reach out to me for employment verification because they're in the internship or something, and then I can see like whenever somebody like legitimately gets a job because the employer will like reach out to me, and then I keep like a list of everybody of all the interns who have like gotten jobs, so you can like click. This needs to be updated. This is like quite out of date, actually. I'm gonna make a note for my web admin to update it. But these are people who have like gotten jobs that have been through the internship or like one of my courses or something. So for example, like um, I'll just like click this person. I'm not logged into LinkedIn. But for example, like I just no, I just randomly clicked this person's like profile, and then if you scroll down, you can see like this is like the internship. This is my company, their internship, and then they ended up getting like a job afterwards, like security analyst job. And so if you really want to, you can like go through this and be like, well, which one of these people are from like the UK and try to figure it out, but it'll probably be hard to do. But this is basically like, a list of people so far. Not even so far. This is not even half, to be honest, because like I don't know like the people who have like done it. I don't know. This is like just the list of people where the employer like reached out to me, and it's out of date too. So you can look at that and get like a good idea, I guess. Yeah, hope that helps. Can you turn your volume up? Oh, is it down? Is my microphone is like boosted all the way? Am I really quiet or something? Damn, I might be quiet. Let me see. I don't know how to do this. My thing is like maxed out, so I don't know. Dang, I'm sorry. Oh shit. Oh my God. Is there a course in the Cybrains that tells us how to make our GitHub portfolio, or do we use the public YouTube videos? There's a course in the, actually, it's free, actually, in the community, it's free. So let me give it to you. One moment. So if you go to Cyber Community, I'll put a link in the chat for this, and you go to Classroom, and you go to Job Hunt, and then it's in here. There's like a portfolio section. So I'll put a link in the chat right now. Thanks. So John Mark with the $10 or the 9.99. I'm almost at the end of the Google cybersecurity program. To me, the course doesn't teach much about the security tools. How do you plan to level up after completing the Google course? Not, I'm so sorry to like not to shill my course or anything, but I would recommend just joining the Cyber Range because The cyber range, it's like anyway, it's too cheap, and at least until November, or not November, what am I saying? Until April, it's going to be $97 a month, and you get like there's two courses in there, right? There's like the vulnerability management course, and then the threatening security operations, where you learn how to use a lot of enterprise security tools, and it's all in like an enterprise environment. It's in like my Azure tenant, and there's like 450 other people in there using it, and we have like an active SIM to use, and it's just like a normal work environment. So I just, to be honest, I recommend just doing the cyber range. If I didn't own the cyber range, I would still recommend people to do it because it's like kind of good. I'll just put a link to this in the chat. This is for John Mark. I'm sorry to, I feel kind of bad to like be like, do my product. But if you weren't doing my product, probably I heard like Blue Team Level 1 and then Let's Defend. I heard those are like really good platforms as well. I don't know how much it costs, to be honest. But those are good. If you don't use mine, like check out Blue Team, like BLT1 is probably good. Yeah. Mm. I feel like CompTIA security certs are expensive. You think you can compensate uh, with like a home lab simulating Soho project, small office, home office. I feel like certs are also, yeah, it is really expensive. You can do something like putting like CompTIA, for example, CompTIA Security Plus, like March. You can do something like this on your resume, and like you can get a keyword matching for it maybe without having to like spend money on the cert maybe. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about the trend of SOC and cybersecurity analyst jobs being outsourced overseas? Uh, is this the future of the industry? I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, whenever companies can outsource something, they will. Uh, but they'll only do it if it makes economic sense. Like, if the overseas does a worse job or they end up spending more money in terms of time or something, the pendulum will swing back and they'll start like doing it in-house again. But I don't know, because like the offensive side, like threats are evolving as well. So I don't know. It's just like too hard to say. I know for sure companies are going to try to outsource stuff if they can, but um, they'll probably outsource some stuff, but some stuff is definitely going to stay inside. But I can't even answer this question very well. I'm so sorry. Farron with the $2. Thank you so much. CyberRange is self-paced. Yeah, it's self-paced. Yes, yes. It looks like this. I'll show you what it looks like. I'll show you like. So this is the CyberRange. Say that you just joined right now. I just joined the CyberRange. I want to learn cybersecurity. So you would go to like the classroom, and then say that you like finished all the theory. Then you would go to like say you want to learn vulnerability management, and then it basically like just looks like this. Um, and there's just a bunch of courses, and then it will teach you like you know how to get access to Tenable and how to get access to Azure, and then how to like um, updating and updating software to remediate vulnerabilities. It just looks like this. It's just like a big course with like a lot of videos, a lot of videos in it, and then at the same time you'll have like a access to Tenable and all the cloud platform access like Azure and Tenable and Defender for Endpoint. But it's self-paced. Yeah, it looks like this. It's like a classroom. Yes. Um, Damn. I'm trying to break into cybersecurity analyst, information security analyst. Is that what that stands for? What is the best way to break in to IT and land close to six figures? Um, to be honest, I'll just like watch this live stream again because I'm gonna like repost it, but I would consider like you know, I don't want to like say the same thing like too many times, but I would like max out. I would max out. Oh my God, the cybersecurity roadmap the best you can and do everything I recommend in the cyber range community. This thing is free, by the way. Of course, it's a spreadsheet. Have you done a mock interview video, kind of like a cab meeting in the cyber range? Oh yeah, I do kind of. I do have one of those. Let me like put a link to it in the chat. So, Josh Madakor cyber interview. It's really long. This video is like really good though. I'll share this. So, have you done a mock interview? So this video, it covers like the first section of it is like really heavy in cybersecurity interview theory, where I talk about like the type of questions you'll get and like what you should practice and what you should be prepared for. Like, you know, half of cybersecurity interview questions are based on like NIST 861, like the incident response, and then the other big chunk of them are behavior based, and then I kind of talk about how to deal with them. And then the other section of the video, it's just a big like 50 question mock interview video. It's really long, so yeah, just check that out. Hi Josh, is it worth it to put your internship on my resume if I already have a full-time IT job and I geared my resume toward security? Yeah, I would recommend. Yeah, I would recommend doing it because the internship is kind of like a chance. Like I give you a okay, I'll here cyber range resume. So I would recommend putting the internship on your resume, even if you have IT experience, because it's a chance for you to like be like, I did this stuff, I did it, and you can really like put a lot of stuff in there that you want to be like picked up for, if that makes sense. Like if you really want to work in vulnerability management, you can be like really heavy on you can be like really heavy on those like keywords in your resume, for example. And if you like, especially the cyber range, um, I outlined some stuff for you to do in there, right? Like in the course, but the cyber range is like an open environment. It's an open production work environment where you have near admin access on Tenable and Defender for Endpoint and Sentinel, and you can do a ton of stuff on there. So you can kind of like create your own experience in the cyber range, especially if it's like something that I don't cover. So, for example, if you really want to do um, whatever, like IAM or like some security architecture or like something else that I don't teach, you can like get with me and be like, I want this experience, Josh, is I'm gonna like make something for you to like use in the cyber range or something, and I'll likely like say okay for it, and then you can like make up like what you want to do, and then the thing that you make, I'll like make use of it later to benefit other people or benefit the business, so it like makes sense. And then yeah, basically you can, it's a really really easy way to make your own experience. This is like what the internship section will look like of somebody who like went through the cyber range. It's just like an example of it. And then yeah, I would recommend it because you can kind of like engineer like what you want your own like resume and experience to look like. So I would recommend it. Yeah, you don't have to put on your resume like what I recommend. You can like put other stuff, right? And you can do a bunch of stuff, right? So that's a really good question. Where to find that list of past students that landed jobs? Just good for reference. Oh yeah, it's here. Interns. Here you go. It's out of date. I need to like have Yuchan update it. Damn, I'm quiet. Oh, I'm so far behind. I'm so sorry. I'm quiet, I think, because I didn't bring my mic booster. I meant to bring it, but I couldn't find the cable for it, or I packed it rather. I was too lazy. So I'm so sorry. How do I feel about Splunk? I feel Splunk is like overpriced. It's too expensive, and I'm not a good person to talk about this. I don't know. I feel it's too expensive though. I used to work in local government, and we used Splunk, and that thing was like so freaking expensive. And I took like 2 or 3 Splunk trainings. They're like $2,000 each, and the training was bad. So Splunk, if you don't like me saying this, don't charge $2,000 for your training and make sure it's good. That's all you have to do. I'm sorry that I'm like giving you negative publicity, but your training was bad, and you like money a lot. That's my impression of Splunk. Do I sound sick? For the IT specialist role, what should I expect for the first round interviews? I'm setting up a home lab right now, uh, virtual environment, virtual machine setup. I don't know. It depends on the level of IT analyst thing. I was gonna say recommend like doing Active Directory home lab, but it sounds like you are. I would like look at the job description and see the kind of stuff they have on there and like just try to brush up on it, if that makes sense, and try to anticipate any questions with ChatGPT. And I would pick at least like 10 behavior type questions and try to figure out how to answer them in star format. Star format. Um, that's what I would do, and I would try to like articulate all of those answers to your questions out loud. It helps a lot. Gabriel, I can't afford the cyber range at all. Currently, would love to one day. In the meantime, is there a way to simulate it for free? Yeah. Um, yes, I would. So if you look at this thing, Gabriel, I'll put a link to this in the chat. So I'm not sure like what country you live in, but if you look at this, like these are basically, this is basically the stuff that costs money. So I would like just figure out a way to do this for free. Oh, I have a video actually. All right, hold on. Josh Madakor. Oh my God. Oh, here's the new one. So VM for free. This you can kind of do this vulnerability management project for free. So like I put a link in the YouTube or in the chat on a YouTube video to kind of do this for free. There's a way to do it for free. There's also a way to kind of do this for free. If you do like if you get like a free Azure subscription, you can also get a free Tenable subscription as well. But you just have to spend those time to like set it up. It's like a pain in the ass, but you can do it for free. And then you can just practice these things a lot with like the free trial, like a lot as much as you can. And then if you want to ask me for like the curriculum, you can DM me and I'll like send it to you. But it's actually on the landing page. So if you go to like Josh Madakor core.tech/cyber, like all the stuff in the cyber course is on the landing page. So you can like practice that stuff for free with that YouTube link I sent. And then instead of like doing the internship that costs money, you could like I talk about how to do it in that video that I linked, but you can always like call up like learn how to kind of do this on your own first, but like you can call up local business and be like, I'm a security student. I have my own business. I'm doing pro bono or like free security assess, 100 people, like at least like maybe like 1 or 2% maybe are going to let you to do it. And then you can get like the CIS controls like checklist and like go down that and then like ask them, interview them and see like what they have in place in their environment. And then you can take that home and then think about it and then make a list of recommendations for them. And then you can give them like a list of stuff to improve their security posture. That's like something that you can do for free. Right, to get like free experience for your resume. You can do this stuff for free. It's just like a bit of a pain in the ass. Like you're gonna pay for it with time and effort if you don't pay for it with money. So if you absolutely don't want to spend money, you can kind of do most of the stuff for free, right? It just depends on like the I guess the effort and how much time you want to spend. But yeah, maybe I can probably like make a video. That's a good idea actually. I'll make a video today about how to do all the stuff for absolutely free. But I hope that makes sense. You can absolutely do everything for free. It just even you don't want to get Security Plus, you can just put it on your resume and say you're getting it in the future. But someone might be like, "That's not ethical, Josh." But like, CompTIA is not ethical. I don't care about ethics. Well, I care about like wasting people's time. So like whatever you put on your resume and like whatever you do is like fair game. Just don't waste the interviewer panel's time and just make sure you do a good job at work. Everything ethical anyway, right? So yeah, you can. Yes, you can. I'm way behind. I'm so sorry on my comments. Josh got my A plus. What lab should I do, or how can I make a portfolio? Looking for help desk roles. So I recommend doing like the Active Directory lab in YouTube. It's probably really, really good one. So Josh Metacore Active Directory. Really, really good for help desk. Oh my God. Damn, this is so long ago. This disturbs me to look at. So I recommend you to. Oh shit. Oh my God, bro. I recommend going through this. It will help a lot. There's a way to like there's a way to do it in the cloud, and the Course Careers course teaches how to do it, but it costs money. But this costs money, but it teaches you how to like do that Active Directory lab in the cloud, as well as like how to do a bunch of other stuff. You could also um, set up OS Ticket free. This is free to do. It's like you're setting up an open source ticketing system from scratch. If you can set that up and then do like some labs on like how to use it, it will help you a lot to getting in terms of like projects and then getting into IT, like entry level IT and help desk. But I will say, like, if you have like Active Directory and you can use a ticketing system a bit, and you make a decent resume and portfolio, and you go to interview, most of your interview question is probably going to be like soft skills and like behavior stuff, and it's relatively easy to get into entry level help desk compared to like cybersecurity. So just do that stuff. Yeah. If time and money were not factors, what would you recommend someone with zero certs or IT work experience to have the best chance to start in cybersecurity? If you don't care about like money, if time and money are not factors, what would you recommend? If time and money is not a factor, I would recommend. So I'll give you a copy to this. If time and money were not a factor, so I'll give you a copy to this. So this is what I do if time and money are not a factor. I'm gonna like mess this spreadsheet up. So I would max this out, I would max this out, I would max this out. And then for certification, if time and money were not a factor, I'd probably get like, I'd probably get this. uh, and then I would like start work on CISSP. If time and money were not a factor, this is what I would do. And then to be honest, I would join the cyber range and do this stuff because it's it's too good to be honest. I know it's like my product and it costs money, but this is what I would do for this stuff. I would join the cyber range 100%. And then instead of like Security Plus, I would get Security Plus, but I would get like GSEC and CCNA. This GSEC is probably like $8,000 to be honest. It's really expensive. I think the course. I don't know. We can probably find this somewhere. I don't want to like waste too much time looking at this. Whatever. Gaiac Circ is really expensive. For long form content creation, I would definitely do this. LinkedIn profile. I would probably get LinkedIn Premium for my job hunt. Premium. For if time and money were not factors, like what would I do? I would get Premium. Right. Portfolio. I would just do what I recommend normal people to do. For this, I would if time and money were not a factor, I might pay for professional services for a mock interview. I might do this. I've done this before when I was interviewing at Google. I did this. This is not recommend. This is not like something you have to do. But if you're like just rich and time and money like don't matter, I would get to be honest, I would get like I don't really like wasting time and money and stuff. I would just get like WGUs. I would get WGU's Bachelor's of Science in Cybersecurity and Information Assurance because it has the NSA is like uh, Center for Academic Excellence for cyber whatever. I would get this degree to be honest because it's too good and it has like ton of certs in there. And then for this, I would do like proper 10 per day. This is what I would do if time and money were like not a thing. This is like the super version 3.0. This is what I would do if time and money were like not a factor. I can't ask people to do this. This take forever and it's really expensive. This thing. Um, yeah, I'll put this in the chat for you. But yeah, that shit. That's what I would do if I didn't have to care about like if I didn't care about like time or money. But it's not something I can like, you know, really recommend people. Oh, God damn it. It's triggering me. Oh my God. Oh, cool. Oh, good. Zena, do you need to know a lot about how cabling, do you need to know a lot about how to know about cabling and help desk? I actually learned how to make cables, like the Ethernet cable. I practiced like a lot. I had a crimper, I had a bunch of cable, and I had like a bunch of RJ45 terminators, and I made like a bunch of cables, and then I never made them at work ever, like even once. Oh well, no, I lied. Well, I made cables for my own lab, actually. I never actually made them at work. So the answer to this for me would be no. But if you're working like kind of low level networking, like entry networking, probably you're going to make some cables at some point, but I never made any. Veggie says, would a liberal arts liberal would a liberal arts degree be a good idea if it's the quickest, cheapest option? I have CSSP. Yeah, if you oh, the quickest option would probably be the business and IT management degree, to be honest, from WGU, because I will show you. If you go here, I'll put this link in the chat. Usually, I'm a big fan of using WGU and then courses that have a lot of transfers from study.com because those tend to be fastest. And the Bachelor's of Science and the admin or the whatever BS business admin and IT management degree has the most transfers out of every single degree at WGU. So if you click it, you can see like all these transfer from study.com, and study.com is stupidly cheap compared to any college in terms of like credit hours. It's stupidly cheap. It's like I calculated it. I can't remember what it was, but it's like less than like $100 per credit hour. And the idea is you just do all of these classes at study.com and then you transfer them. Oh, if you use the discount, it's even more cheap. And then in the end, you're left with like 10 or 11 classes or something from WGU that you have to do, and you can just do them in one term, right? You just do the classes in one term, and then you're done. So you can do this degree, and if you're like really focused, like proper focus, you can do this degree in 6 months. And if you're like super min max like crazy mode, you can do it in 6 months. So yeah, I'd recommend the BS in IT management because there's too many classes from study.com that you can transfer, but you have to be like strategic and focused about it. Don't get mad like if it takes you like more than 6 months. I have to go to the bathroom, but I only have 20 minutes left. Uh, oh my God, my computer's freezing. What do you think about the Blue Team level 1 from Security Blue Team? I heard it's really good, actually. I heard it's like quite good. Um, I haven't even used it, but I would recommend it to somebody if they're like, "What should I do if I don't use your course and I want to do a paid one?" I would probably recommend this, just based off of the good stuff I've heard about it. Yeah. Is WG Bachelor's worth it if I already have A plus working on uh, Network Plus? Yeah, it is worth it, and I will show you why I think so. So give me 1 second. So I'm gonna explain something here. I think it's really important. Yeah, joshmatacore.tech/cyber. It's inside this YouTube video. There's like a graphic I want to show you. So give me 1 second. So this is like really important. So I hope everyone can like listen and maybe even give their opinion. So this person's asking, is a bachelor's worth it if I already have an A plus? So basically, like this is like a tier list of stuff that hiring. I hate my. Okay, whatever. So this is like a tier list of stuff that people care about that you have when they're considering you for a job. So for example, if you have like a high school diploma, right? If you have normal customer service experience, they will care less about your high school diploma. And if you have like a proper like A plus, security plus, like CompTIA certification, they'll care less about your generic customer service experience. And if you have like an IT bachelor's degree, they will care less about your entry level cert, if that makes sense. And if you have like a proper high end certification, like CSSP, OCP, GIAC, they will care less about your bachelor's degree if you have a proper high end cert. And if you have proper like relevant experience, like you have done sysadmin work or something, they will care less about your certification. So this is like kind of like a tier list of what employers care about when it comes to considering you for like an interview. And when I say employer, I could mean like HR, the ATS, the actual hiring committee or something. And depending on, who's looking at it, your bachelor's degree could switch with like those entry level CompTIA like A plus, security plus. It could switch, but generally like a IT bachelor's I would say is weighted higher than like A plus, for example. It just is in my opinion. But I consider like a bachelor's degree like B tier. I consider like proper high end certifications A tier, and I consider like a relevant proper experience S tier. So to answer your question, like if you have A plus already, should you get a bachelor's degree or is it worth it? Kind of, yeah, it's worth it because it's better than just A plus and Network plus. But the question is like, is that worth your opportunity cost? Is it worth your time to spend getting a bachelor's degree? And if you get like a bachelor's degree from like WGU, for example, like an IT one, it's worth it because you get like a bunch of certifications as well, and you get like a bachelor's degree. And I do think it's worth having a bachelor's degree if you could get one from WG without spending too much time or money, if that makes sense. So it's worth it. Is there things that you can do that's better than getting a bachelor's degree? Like probably, right? You can go out and make some experience for yourself, right? You can go out and get like one of these high-end certifications. Someone might be like arguing with me that CCNA is not really a high tier certification, but I would argue that it is because it has like too many job hits and it's like difficult and it's just really good. But hopefully this makes sense. It's just like generally how I view the hierarchy of things that people care about. So yeah, hope that made sense. Oh my God. I was trying to answer this question. Okay. I hope I didn't miss super chat, did I? No. I'm sorry. I'm like scrolling ahead so I can like keep caught up with people. Okay. Josh, I have 14 classes left. Finishing the Cyber Masters. Oh, or sorry. Uh, I have 14 classes left at WGU. Cyber starting March after transfers. Oh, nice. Damn. Should I push it to April so I can finish the internship? I don't care about being a. That's a good question. I don't like doing too many of like the different things at the same time, to be honest. So if you're one of those people who likes to like focus on one thing at a time, you could like push it out and then just finish the cyber range like um internship. If you have like a set goal of things that you want to finish, I might. But it probably won't hurt you too much in the end. It depends on like your money, because if you're trying to like rush WGU so you don't finish in like too much time, maybe it might be a good idea to like push it out and just finish up what you want to do in the cyber range. But yeah, it just depends on you and your time and money and stuff, if that makes sense. I don't like doing a lot of stuff at the same time, so yeah. Um, I got my CompTIA trifecta, but the goal is to work in the cloud, so I was looking into finding a cloud support role. However, uh, I've never had an IT help desk role, and I'm worried it would get in my way. Um, I don't think so, because it's not like on computers anyway. A lot of help desk these days is using SaaS products and like helping people work in the cloud, to be honest. Like a lot of Microsoft 365 help, a lot of like Dropbox and what is that, SharePoint, and those like cloud SaaS apps. A lot of it is helping people with their computer, so I don't think it would get in your way. My ex-wife, who we're still friends and we're still cool with, her wait, her first job was like, it was like something dealing with like DN. It was not a normal help desk job. It was like dealing with DNS and web admin registration stuff. And then her second job was like a cloud support engineering. So I don't think you need to like really care about working in traditional help desk if you just automatically like end up getting some kind of cloud job. I think it's okay. Just like just like go really hard and make sure your resume and like portfolio and like everything is like really good. How long do we have to be in the cyber range to get the internship? There's no like time requirement for it. Basically, like to do the internship, you kind of have to like know what you're doing. So to do that, to actually do the internship, you kind of have to go through like the vulnerability management course and then the threat hunting and security operations course at least once, because here you'll like learn how to do Tenable, and you'll learn how to do vulnerability remediations, and like learn how to do Azure and all that stuff. And then in the threat hunting course, you'll learn how to use KQL, and you'll learn how to like query logs, and then create analytics rules to spin up incidents. You'll learn how to make incidents and do threat hunting and like all that stuff. And that's like required to do the internship. Maybe it will take you like, depending on like if you want to go through them proper and like learn them. But just going through them, you can probably get through them in like a month or something, and then however long you want your internship to be, right? Just like, uh, you know, do it for as long as you want. Because the length of the internship is like the length of your cyber range membership, because you need access to like the enterprise security tools to do it. So yeah, to answer your question, there's no like time requirement, but I guess long enough to learn how to do the stuff to do the internship, if that makes sense. Would it be redundant to take your course careers course if I got A plus already? No, not at all. The A plus and the course careers course, there's like not a lot of overlap actually, because course careers, like there's a lot of hands-on where we use a lot of Azure and virtual machines in Azure, and we create like a Active Directory environment with like a domain controller and a client computer, and we spin up a ticketing system, and we practice what is that, VPNs, and we practice like a lab with permissions. So there's like a lot of stuff that you don't do in security in A plus in the course careers course. Course careers is like really hands-on centric around the stuff that's really common on those entry level help desk jobs. Like the stuff you do in the course careers course, you can pretty much like pretty much guaranteed to exist in jobs like Active Directory, ticketing systems, VPNs, and permissions, and a few like other things. There's not a lot of overlap, if that makes sense. Yeah. I do balance the internship plus your. I do balance the internship plus your resume. A lot of people like think that you cannot have job overlap, but a lot of people have overlap because they're doing some like extracurricular thing, or they're like in on some kind of committee or something like this. But yeah, yes. Am I missing anything here? Oh, Veggie says, I don't think WG takes students who are not in the US. I have like a video where I compare 5 similar schools. So let me see. Matacor top 5. This is for like non-United States residents. Schools, I'll put this in the chat. Similar to WG for people who are who are not US citizens. I saw somebody said a big number up here. Damn, the biggest. Where did that chat go? The biggest ripoff I've seen is Facebook ads for NC Cybersecurity Bootcamp. $18,000 for 32 weeks. God damn. None of the courses count for any college credit. Only anything that offers Security Plus. That's a lot of money. All 3 of my degrees were less than how much? Less than $11,000, I think, for 3 degrees. Damn. 18K for a boot camp. That's a lot of money. I took the course careers tech sales and didn't work out for me. Is there a way to do the labs from IT course? I think you can switch. I think you can switch it. I think if you email like support@coursecareers.com, I think they will like let you switch your course, I think. So try to do that. DM me in the cyber community if you don't, and we'll try to like explore some option. Hey Josh, I graduated 2 weeks ago with 2 overall bachelors in cybersecurity. I'm looking at a master's programs at WGU. Would you recommend the master's in computer science or cybersecurity? I recommend for diversification purposes, I recommend getting a master's in computer science, to be honest. Um, if you just want to get a master's, frozen. Shit is frozen. If you just want to get a master's like immediately, just in fast, get the cyber one because it'll probably be really easy for you and fast. But if you want to be diversified and have something more useful, I'd probably recommend getting the computer science master's degree because it's probably really good and it's like really heavy in AI, especially the AI one. It looks really good. I made a video reviewing it recently. So I recommend if you want to be diverse, just get the computer science one, I think. In addition to your course, would it also be helpful to have the Microsoft Azure Fundamentals or the Administrator or Security Engineer? Yeah, Absolutely. I would recommend either AZ900, AZ. I think what these are, AZ500 or SC200, or even AZ104. All of these would be really good. All of these would be really good with like the course. Yeah. Hey Josh, is CompTIA Server Plus worth getting? Nope. It's not. I have that. I can't remember why I got that, but Indeed. I like to like look on Indeed to see if something is like worth getting. Because the information in CompTIA Security Plus, like maybe it's like kind of useful, or Server Plus, maybe it's kind of useful, but we can see like, CompTIA Server. We can see like how many jobs hits this has and like how many people, how much people care about it. Notice that it only has like 100 job hits as opposed to like security. Probably has like several thousand, you see. People like don't really know about Server Plus, so I don't. I think your time is. I think it's like several $100s, so I don't really think it's worth getting, in my opinion. Josh, are you Nigerian? I'm half Nigerian and then half something. Whatever my mom is, she's like some German, some kind of white something. But yeah, I'm Nigerian. Did my name give it away? I don't really offer one-on-one coaching because it randomizes my time too much. If I do one-on-one coaching, it's gonna cost like more than $1,000 probably for like per session. A good alternative to that um, is if you join the Cyber Range, it's cheap, right? It's like $97 per month, and then we have on our calendar we have like a private Q&A. It's kind of like this one right now, but there's usually only like less than 20 people in it, and people join with their camera and or their mic, and they can just like ask me stuff directly with their voice, and I'll just like interact with them. And I do that like 2 hours per week, like every week. So if you want to get like some kind of like more direct interaction with me, I recommend to join the Cyber Range and then just like join those like weekly calls because it's more like personal, and it's way cheaper. I can do a one-on-one, but it's not cheap, right? Because I'm completely busy like 100% of the time. But yeah, that's like the most cost-effective way. But you can, it's expensive though. But I recommend just joining. My time is up. I'll try to answer like three more questions or something. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you too. Thank you. About to get a BS in business administration soon, working a help desk job. Would you recommend getting the Georgia Tech Online Masters in Cybersecurity if my employer is paying for it? Yeah, Georgia Tech is good, I guess, and if your employer is paying for it, that like really like increases the value a lot. So if you like Georgia Tech and it's free, like absolutely, yeah. I have a BS in sociology, looking to break into the tech field. Which master's degree do you recommend from WGU? I don't really recommend getting a master's degree. Um, there's like so many other things that are better that you can get before a master's degree. Angel, if you like DM me on, I have to go like pretty soon, but if you DM me on the Cyber Range, I reckon I will like give you a more thorough answer, or the cyber community because it's free. But just to answer your question, like which master's degree would you recommend? The comp sci master's degree, like absolutely, I'd recommend the comp sci master's degree, specifically like the AI centric one. I'd recommend. But there's other things that you can do. But just DM me and I'll give you like a more thorough answer. I've been seeing a lot of people attempting Sec Plus before Network Plus. Is it because Network Plus is harder? Network Plus is just boring, to be honest. And I got Security Plus before Network Plus. It was harder because it's boring. Is AZ900 worth paying for? For my AS degree, we covered the AZ900 course. Um, I don't know. It's really cheap compared to like CompTIA certs and stuff. It's like $100 or something. I don't know. If you have disposable income, it's not the worst thing that you can buy because it's not too expensive. But if you get like AZ 104 or something or 900 or SC 200, I don't know if I'd. I don't know. if you have income, I would pay for it. Just make sure you pass it because it would suck to fail 18900 and pay for it. Um, my friend just got it. One of my coworkers just got it. Um, so I don't know. If you have the income, go ahead and pay for it because it's not that much. But if you get like AZ 104 or more advanced one, you can probably skip paying for it. Hey Josh, thanks for all you do. I am from Kenya and the pay here is really low. What's a good way to move to the US apart from doing a master's degree? Damn, I don't know. When I don't know how to do this. There's probably I would recommend you to find like another content creator from the area who did something similar because I don't even know how to do it. I know how to become like a really strong individual and like stand out and get really good. Like basically like I would like if I were you, I would get really good at everything here, and then I would make content for it. I would make a lot of like really high quality content as much as you can, because that's kind of how you can build a social network without having to do a bunch of like awkward, annoying stuff. Just make a really and then figure out how to do it that way. Because if you have a lot of good content and you're like really strong socially, like you have a strong social network, and content will give you that automatically. So do YouTube and LinkedIn or something like this and try to be really strong socially and then just try to go from there and then maybe find other content creators who did something similar or someone who did something similar and emulate them. But the answer to most really difficult things is social network. And then if you're an introvert, the best way to build social network is to make a lot of high quality content because you can get around like going to those like physical events and doing those annoying stuff by making content, but it's like quite difficult. Um, yeah. Okay. I'm about to get off because I hit the time and I have to go to the bathroom really bad. So is there like a final question that I can answer? Oh, Sheeb, I'm so sorry. I don't see like the YouTube comments very well. Um, Sheeb says, thanks for all you do for the community. Oh yeah, I read that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody watching here and like joining the live range. So thank you so much. Greg, what did you enjoy most about vulnerability management? What steps would it take to be great at it? To be honest, I would do the vulnerability management course in the cyber range, 100%. Because if you do that, I'm sorry for like shielding my product and then saying sorry for it, but if you do this, you're going to like exceed the expectations of whoever's interviewing you. If you like thoroughly absorb the vulnerability management course, you're going to be like pretty decent at it and you're going to have skill using Tenable as well. It's like quite good. So that's what I'll do. Thanks for the info. I'm going to join the group. Just want to get my first help desk role. Oh yeah, sounds good. Even if you're not in the group, join the cyber community, the free one, and then just feel free to DM me anytime. And then anyone watching this who I didn't respond to your comment, it wasn't on purpose. I just have like too many comments. So you can DM me for free in the cyber community, and I'll like definitely respond to you. So yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining the live stream. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun all the time. Or rather, it's a lot of fun. If you want to like join the threat hunt, we're gonna be doing these regularly, and you can get money right by winning them. And it's not that hard. And I teach everything you need to know how to do the threat hunt inside the cyber range. So check those out. If you want to join the more personal group call tomorrow, join the cyber range. But yeah, otherwise, I'll see you guys next week in the next open live, like cyber community live. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate you, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye. See you guys.